Welcome to the new series of PharmaShots interview, Spotlight Company of the Month. I am Tuba Khan, Senior Editor at PharmaShots. Let's welcome our today's guest, Michael Sassano, who is the CEO and the founder of Somai Pharmaceuticals. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Let's start with
Doing
your
great.
introduction first.
Sure. My name is Mike Sassano. I'm the CEO of Somai Pharmaceuticals. We're a European-based pharmaceutical manufacturing facility.
Yes, Michael, tell us more about Somai Pharma. Where did you get the idea of this innovative company?
I had spent many years developing the recreational market in the United States, and I'm both American and European. And as the European market started to emerge in late 2018, in 2019, early 2019, we decided it was time to start to bring the cannabinoidal products over to Europe. So the last, 2 years has been developing a company that can service the European market for cannabis as the market emerges.
Okay, that's great. Can we have a discussion over the history and the journey of your company, where you have started and all other stuff?
Absolutely. As I said, we came from the United States cannabis market, which, is really the heavyweight currently in cannabis production. And in 2019, when we started the company, initially we thought Greece was going to be, one of the early contenders. And after about a year, of working through the land and the projects in Greece, we took a look in the very beginning of 2020, just before coronavirus hit, and talked with the regulators in Portugal and the different players in Portugal. And we understood at that time that the Portuguese regulatory environment, was very clear pro-favorable for cannabis. As a matter of fact, they wanted to be the largest European hub at that time, to service the cannabis industry. And while a lot of companies were concentrating on their growing, and similarly in Greece, they wanted you to be growers and vertically integrated in that respect. Portugal was very accepting of the fact that we thought there was plenty of growers out there, and we wanted to concentrate on the higher value chain, and simply do manufacturing of the cannabinoids and make formulations based upon different cannabinoid mixtures. And in early 2022, after we made all of those meetings, we said, you know what? And we talked to the investors and we said, look, this is probably the most favorable environment currently in Europe today. And we will get the best reaction from the regulators for the products that we're making. And they're very accepting and understanding that we want to do one of the largest manufacturing facilities for pharmaceuticals in Europe. And that was the history. And we went through a little tough time because beginning of 2020 was the start of the COVID. We had to work a little bit differently in order to get ourselves, functioning. And, here we are today.
Okay, so are you planning to expand your business in other geographies as well?
Well, for sure. I mean, the manufacturing hub is here in Lisbon, Portugal. So, from this point of manufacturing, we can pretty much service all the legal countries from there. And of course, we have subsidiaries in Germany. You have to pay attention to that market. We have subsidiary in Switzerland. You have to pay attention to that market also. The UK is a significant market that's emerging. Poland is a significant emerging market. Czech is a significant emerging market. But then there's also other European countries, but outside Europe also. Israel, for sure, is 5 times currently larger than the German market. So that's a significant market we have to look at. And then you have South America emerging, and also, some of the Asian countries are starting to emerge, Africa. So, the key to Somai is we've designed a scalable operation, where we start right now at 34,000 square feet in our first and second phase. But we can scale up as time goes on to reach the larger markets. We can scale up to 120,000 square feet, which is very significant, because our facility, is registered, and adding on is a much easier process than rebuilding a whole new manufacturing facility.
Okay. Like, as I have seen, your company is currently working on many formulations. So, what are the other innovative delivery methods the company is planning to launch?
You have to look at divide it up into two different areas. So herbal medicines, these are products, ACMs, which ultimately can enter the market a lot faster because uh, their um, their requirements are stability and quality. So for sure, we will come out with our own distillates, from multiple growers, not just singular growers. We'll have multiple distillates that we will create, both high in THC and also high in CBD. But then the formulation thereof under the ACMs, we will come with different delivery methods. So we will have drops, we will have sprays similar to your Sativex, we will have sublingual tabs, we will have soft gel caps after that. And then after that, we'll have transdermal patches. And those are all under the ACM rules. But additionally, we'll be making multiple APIs of many different cannabinoids. So, our facility has the ability not just to extract and distill, but we can also separate and purify under chromatography. So we can get more highly purified elements. So, example, generic herbal dronabinol, which is a highly purified delta 9 THC. So we can produce that. Um, and we can also, produce when certain generics come due. We'll be able to apply for the dossiers to produce generics that are either under the more herbal or highly purified cannabinoids. But then again, we take it a step even further. We also are creating APIs of semi-synthetics, although not, very accepted just yet in Europe. We imagine that eventually there will be the need for semi-synthetics, especially cannabinoids that are hard to achieve, at least in the beginning for R&D. So we will develop those lines. And, if we take it even one step farther, we do want to develop an AIM product, something that requires clinical trials, and we want to be able to show that we have higher absorption rates, and we want to be able to have clinical trials to show that they can service certain indications. So when you look at that, there's multiple steps to creating these medicines to enter into all of these different markets.
Okay, that's very good. Like, the company has recently announced that it has get grant from Portugal 2020. How this grant helped to accelerate medical cannabis development program?
Yeah, and that's really fantastic, and we're really thankful that our application and our company was chosen, as part of the grants, and the support is amazing, because Europe is supporting, Portugal is supporting our project, not just from the standpoint of the innovation of of what we're trying to accomplish, because we are employing people. So, you have employment and you have innovation, but you also have a significant revenue base and taxable base that you're deriving for the country, and Europe in general. Um, so, right now, the way it's positioned is okay. We were able to advance from our phase 1 to our phase 2 development, 2 years ahead of time, because of this grant. And that's really fantastic because, the market is developing just as fast, if not faster, and we have to innovate and be there at the forefront. And this kind of grant and this kind of support, is something that of course, you can never, expect. But we're very happy that we're a part of it, and we will be expanding with that money, and we will also be looking toward, R&D in the future, to develop even more products and bring more opportunities to the Portuguese and European market.
So, Michael, are you planning for more collaborations to expand your business? Yeah, is there some collaboration lineup?
Well, I mean, our whole business is collaboration because, as a standalone manufacturing facility, we have to get along with everybody in the space, from all the growers, which we reach out to regularly and we're in contact, growers that are existing plus new growers, and keeping an eye on that emergence of where's the new product, where the new, flower is going to come from. And it's multidimensional, and there's plenty here in our backyard. But the world is big, and you have countries in South America, Africa coming online, and this is really encouraging. But on the other side, we want to be collaborating with the distribution companies. They want specific products. The distribution companies in Germany, in the UK, and for sure we have to be on the forefront of helping them to make sure there's products that are both quality, but also innovative, so that the patients get great reactions from the usage of them. So that's one aspect, and then you have to also look at the fact that there is technology component, whether it's data correlation or helping the patients, and we expect that you'll hear some announcements from us on different collaborative technology platforms that we're working with, both from the patients and both inside our firm. As an example, inside the company, we have 4 levels of technology, not just your ERP system, which runs, all the pharmaceutical, and business side of your company, and the LIMS, which runs your quality control area. But we also have EBR, which is electronic batch records, so that we're going paperless. And on top of all of that, we have AI, which stimulates different formulations and increases, not just our production, but increases the efficacy of our formulations. And that's very unique to have, that multi-level tier of technology. And we'll also be bringing out some technology, as I said, to the patients. So, all of these collaborations, and with pain clinics and doctors and different outlets, these are all part of what makes us more successful, going forward.
I just want to know who are your competitors in this field?
Well, there's a few competitors, and more competitors will come as the future goes on. And if you look at like the growth of the United States, you have tens of thousands of licensed applicants, and the market is nowhere near where it needs to be. And when you look at Europe, you're looking at 10, 20, 30 producers, and a larger population base. So you can see that there's still a long way to go. And clearly, there's really great companies out there. You have Tilray is a great company. They've been here for a long time, and you have other companies like Cleverly is a great company. So you have a lot of great companies that are here, and everybody's working together. Whether we are buying product from some of these companies, we're formulating for some other companies. We're all working together over here because the reality is Europe has a long way to go, before we're even close to the American size or even to full capacity. We're decades from there.
Okay. So, where do you see your company in coming 5 years?
Well, in the next 5 years, for sure, you'll see a lot of change in Europe. It'll be, night and day from what you see today. Um, you know, Currently, the way the patient grows in the medical is expanding, almost in every single country. Definitely, expanding along with the European community, is our primary objective because this is our backyard. But the world is open to pharmaceutical and medical products, and especially the EU GMP, is the gold standard for products, in medicines. And one of the nice things about Europe is, there is the herbal medicines, which is more of a short term. But on top of that, there's the longer term clinical trials. And you saw companies like GW Pharma, who are very successful, in creating drugs for, cannabis drugs and creating products that help people. The same thing goes for us. We're here to create products over the next 5 years that help people, and it's a long road, the medical, program. But we also have to keep an eye out that recreational is going to be some factor to some extent, in Europe. And although we're geared for pharmaceutical production, and our standards are extremely high, and we don't see the standards in the future going down, there is an emerging recreational market that we're going to have to all contend with. And as early movers in the European market, especially for making products, we want to be there to service it, as that time comes. So as you've seen, like Malta has come around, and Luxembourg and Switzerland in pilot programs, and now Germany has the potential. Even Portugal is talking about it. But these are a little ways off. So over the next 5 years, you'll see from Somai Pharmaceutical, definitely we will have an array of APIs of different cannabinoids. Some will be made into medicines, and some will be research. And by in 5 years, we'll be not just herbal products, but we'll also have some AIM products in final stages of clinical trials, and an emerging recreational market that we'll be contending with.
Thank you so much, Michael, for giving your valuable time to PharmaShots.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.